My beloved, you may not understand the weight of what I'm about to say, but I invite you to open the inner door of your heart now, not just the one shaped by religion or expectation, but the core where your soul first heard me before the noise of the world grew louder. I speak not from the heights of heaven as one who is far removed, but from the depths where I have been intimately close, even when you felt completely alone. From the very beginning I formed you with a whisper, not into chaos or coincidence, but into a life saturated with intention. I knew the shape of your face before it was seen by human eyes, and I knew the days of sorrow before a single tear reached your cheek. I am the one who remembers what you forgot. I remember the childlike faith you once held before the disappointments and the betrayals, before the delays caused you to doubt and the unanswered prayers made you question my nearness. But even as the light inside you flickered, know this: I never turned my face from you. Even as you wandered in search of something to replace what felt like an empty silence from me, I stayed. I watched. I waited. And I never, not for one breath, gave up on you. You thought the quiet was me leaving, you assumed. My lack of visible intervention meant disinterest. But in truth, I was operating at a depth you could not yet perceive. You wanted me to stop the storm, but I was making you storm-proof. You wanted me to restore quickly, but I was building roots that couldn't be torn by the next gust of wind. Every delay you cursed was me preparing a foundation. Every moment that felt like abandonment was actually protection. My precious one, you saw only the surface of your circumstances, but I was working in the soil of your soul, pulling out weeds of lies, watering dry places, strengthening your identity, not with applause, but with truth. And now I say to you, this is the hour of awakening. Not a sudden emotional stir that fades in days, but a deep soul awakening that shifts how you see me, how you see yourself, and how you move forward from this moment on. You were not created to survive in cycles of disappointment or to repeat years in silent confusion. You were made to move, to transform, to be led by my spirit into places that require faith, not familiarity. And even though you feel distant from that boldness now, I have never stopped seeing it within you. This is the moment I reach through the fog that's lingered over your life, and I speak your name again. Not the name others gave you, not the labels formed by failure or fear, but the name I whispered over your soul before your first breath. That name still holds power. That identity still exists. You are not too far gone, not too damaged, not too late to step into the fullness of what I designed for you. This is not a message for your past self, the one who is more passionate, more consistent, more hopeful. This is a message for you now, the weary one, the one who has endured quiet battles, private exhaustion, and spiritual numbness. I'm not inviting the version of you that performed well or always believed. I'm inviting the real you, the raw and tired version who needs to hear from me again, not with a formula, but with living fire. I never required you to feel strong to be loved. I never demanded perfection to speak. I simply waited for the moment your heart would pause long enough to hear mine again. And here it is, right now. Let every accusation in your mind begin to fade. Let the shame that lingered, even in your most faithful seasons, begin to lift. You are not a disappointment to me. You are not forgotten. I see you not through the lens of your mistakes, but through the unbroken design I placed in you before your pain rewrote your confidence. Come closer. Let my voice be louder than your inner critic, stronger than the voices of your past, clearer than the confusion that wrapped around your identity. I have not changed my mind about you. The purpose remains, the calling remains, and most importantly, I remain. This is your moment of return, Not to religion, not to the exhausting pressure to perform spiritually, but to me, to my presence, to my embrace. This is your awakening, and I have never been more ready to meet you here. You may be wondering, even now, if what you're sensing is truly me or just the product of your mind reaching for comfort. But I tell you, my beloved, this is not imagination. It is recognition. Your spirit recognizes the voice of its creator. It is not an echo of wishful thinking. It is the sound of my consistency that has always surrounded you, even in silence. I am not speaking to your intellect right now. I'm speaking to the deeper part of you, the one that remembers me, beyond doctrines, beyond disappointments, beyond the wounds inflicted by people who misrepresented me. I am here to make it clear, I am not like the ones who hurt you. I am not like the voices that spoke of me, but did not carry my love. I see your confusion. I see your hesitation, and yet I am not frustrated with you. I am moved with compassion. You have survived more than most will ever know. You have walked through shadows that would have consumed others, and while others may have seen your moments of weakness and judged you, I saw your battle to stay standing. I saw the tears you didn't let fall. I saw the nights you prayed, even when your heart felt numb. And I have never once withheld myself from you. I never thought less of you. I never rolled my eyes or pulled away. Every time you reached, even in your brokenness, it moved me. And now, I am reaching back visibly. Let me tell you what I see when I look at you. Not what you fear I see, but the truth. I see resilience wrapped in fragility. I see beauty that has not been erased by hardship. I see a soul that still longs to believe, even if doubt has thickened its surface. I see the same light I placed in you before the world tried to dim it. I see your heart, cracked but not destroyed, and I call it worthy. You are not an accident of endurance. You are testimony still in motion. Others may define you by what has happened to you, but I define you by what I placed in you. I still see the dreamer in you, the worshiper in you, the voice meant to carry truth and freedom. I have not disqualified you. Your past does not intimidate me. Your flaws do not surprise me. I do not measure you by perfection, but by your willingness to come close. And right now, even in the middle of confusion, you are closer than you think. You are not miles away from me. You are one surrendered breath from restoration. Do not let shame trick you into silence anymore. Shame is not your portion. Fear is not your inheritance. The lies that say you're too broken, too inconsistent, too forgotten, those are the whispers of a defeated enemy trying to keep you from returning to the one who never left. You don't need to climb your way back into my arms. You are already within reach. And no, you do not need to fix everything before I call you mine again. You were always mine. You were mine in the rebellion. You were mine in the doubt. You were mine when you walked away and when you hesitated to return. Nothing you've done has surprised me. Nothing you've felt has pushed me away. I stayed because my love is not transactional. I love you because I made you. I stay because I want you. That's what I want you to hear more than anything. I still want you. Not because of what you do or what you might become, but because of who you are to me. I want you to stop measuring yourself by standards I never gave you. Stop comparing your walk with others who only show the highlight reel of their spiritual life. I see the hidden places. I see the parts you're ashamed of, and I don't turn away. I move toward them. I'm not waiting for a polished version of you to step forward. I'm drawing the weary, honest you. The you who doesn't have it all figured out. The you who wants to believe again, but is afraid of disappointment. I know that fear. I know how deeply it has wounded your expectations. but I am not asking you to manufacture trust. I'm asking you to let me rebuild it in you, brick by brick, word by word, moment by moment. Let me show you that my love is not fragile. It does not leave when you falter. It does not grow cold when you struggle. I am not like the others who walked away when you needed them most. I am steady. I am faithful. I am here. And now I gently say this to you. Let me come closer. Don't run from my love because you think you're not ready. Don't disqualify yourself because of where you've been. You're not late. You're not too far gone. There's still so much ahead, and none of what was lost has been lost to me. I hold the keys to restoration. I hold the map of your journey. And I'm not just the God who waits at the destination. I'm the one who walks beside you through every valley. This moment is not about pressure. It's about invitation. I am not commanding you to change overnight. I am inviting you to rest in me again. Let my love speak louder than your fears. Let my voice be the one that drowns out the old echoes of guilt and regret. You do not have to strive to be seen by me. You are already seen. You do not have to perform to be loved. You are already loved. Come close, my child. I never gave up on you, and I never will. You have often asked why the pain was allowed. Not just the surface wounds, but the deep ones. The kind that altered how you see yourself, how you trust, how you relate to me. There have been moments where you assumed the silence meant indifference, that my lack of intervention was a form of rejection. You carried the ache of abandonment, not just from people, but what you assumed came from me. And now I will tell you what your heart has waited to understand, even through all the seasons of quiet wrestling. The pain was never punishment. It was preparation. It was never about breaking you for the sake of suffering. It was about removing what could not go with you into the place of promise. My child, I am not the author of chaos, but I do permit shaking when what is shaking was never meant to stand. The pain you walked through was not random. It was not meaningless. It was targeted, purposeful, and watched over by me every step of the way. I allowed it, not to see you break, but to see what was false fall away. And what remained was real. The version of you that is still here, still breathing, still reaching. That's the part I will build with. You see, I don't create glory out of the cleanest places. I bring resurrection where there has been death. I bring beauty where ashes lie untouched. If your journey had been pristine and untouched by sorrow, how could your heart ever carry the depth of compassion and truth I designed for you? Your scars are not flaws. They are proof that you've passed through fire and came out refined, not destroyed. I know you mourn what was lost. I know you grieve who you were before the pain. But let me tell you this in clarity. You have not been reduced. You have been redefined. What looked like loss was actually alignment. What looked like delay was divine timing preserving you from doors that would have led to more confusion. And yes, I know that you prayed for the pain to end sooner. I heard every cry. I caught every tear. None of it went unnoticed. But I also saw what you could not see. I saw the growth beneath the surface, the healing that was taking root even when everything looked barren. The loneliness shaped your listening. The silence sharpened your sensitivity. And the pressure developed a strength in you that now causes the very darkness that tried to consume you to tremble at your voice. The pain brought you into a confrontation with what you believed about me. That confrontation was not a curse, it was a gift, because it stripped away the surface-level faith that couldn't stand when tested. It showed you that I'm not a seasonal helper. I'm a covenant keeper. I didn't disappear when things went dark. I entered the darkness with you. I didn't leave you in the confusion. I spoke even when you couldn't hear clearly. I was with you in the hospital room. I was with you in the nights when no one called. I was with you when the betrayal shattered your confidence. I was not the one who hurt you, but I was the one who carried you while you bled. My presence was never absent, only hidden, so your roots could grow in depth rather than just in show. I know it hurt. I know you questioned everything. But I also know this: you made it. And making it through that kind of fire means that what remains is indestructible. The lies didn't win. The depression didn't steal your identity. The enemy tried to bury you, but I used the soil to plant you deeper. And now, the time of rising begins. Let me also say this with love, but with truth. You were never meant to understand every detail of your pain before healing could begin. I will explain more as you walk with me, but your healing doesn't require full understanding. It requires surrender. Your mind will always reach for answers, but your spirit already recognizes my goodness even when circumstances don't yet reflect it. You're not less spiritual for struggling to trust. You're not disqualified because you doubted in the middle of the storm. I built your spirit for longevity, not just for moments of spiritual euphoria. That is why the process took longer than you hoped. You were being forged into someone who can carry the weight of my promises without collapsing under them. You prayed for promotion, but I had to build the capacity to handle it. You asked for clarity, but I had to train your eyes to see with faith, not just with logic. You wanted immediate comfort, but I gave you enduring transformation. Because I love you too much to offer temporary relief when I can give you eternal strength. This is the reason the pain was allowed, not to damage you, but to awaken you. Pain awakens what comfort numbs. It brings questions to the surface that have waited to be asked. It forces you to seek beyond the surface. And when you sought, even in anger or desperation, I was right there. I was not offended by your raw prayers. I was not distant when you accused me of forgetting you. I was moved, because even in your accusation, you were still reaching for me. That reaching mattered. That reaching marked the turning point. And now you must know, not a moment of your suffering will be wasted. I will use it all. I will restore what you thought was irredeemable. I will give back joy that makes no sense to the natural mind. I will resurrect dreams that seemed dead and long buried. And when I do, you will look back and not see a trail of pain. You will see the fingerprints of my hand guiding you through every valley. Let this be the beginning of your understanding. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being healed from the inside out. The process was hard, but it was not in vain. You are not behind. You are right on time for what I prepared. And now, the season shifts. The pain will not have the final word. I will. Now listen closely, for I am speaking not only to soothe your soul, but to activate what has long been waiting within you. I do not waste seasons of pain. I redeem them. And I am telling you now, the shift has already begun. You may not feel it, you may not yet see it in the physical, but heaven has moved on your behalf. The season you are stepping into is not like the ones behind you. The ground beneath your feet has been quietly tilled, and now I'm planting promises not just in theory, but in motion. You have asked me, when will things change? And I'm answering you now. The change has already begun. You're standing at the threshold of manifestation. What you once only believed by faith, you will now begin to walk in by reality. What you whispered in the dark, I am bringing into the light, not as a reward for perfect behavior, but as a response to enduring trust, even when that trust felt faint, even when it faltered. I want you to understand something sacred. My promises are not just distant hopes. They are living realities. wrapped in my timing and carried on the wind of my spirit. What I spoke over your life did not expire. My word does not return void. It never has, and it never will. I saw your discouragement when time passed and nothing looked different. I heard the internal sighs when others testified of their breakthroughs, and you felt left behind. But I was never ignoring you. I was building something far more stable, far more lasting than the quick fixes you imagined. What I am about to release in your life is not fragile. It won't need to be restarted. It won't collapse under the weight of pressure. Why? Because I built it with you, in the secret place, through the tears, through the silence, through the unseen work of transformation. The next move of my spirit in your life is not for show. It is for impact. It is the fulfillment of what I whispered when no one else was around. And now, I'm lifting the veil. There will be signs, not just symbolic ones, but practical, undeniable evidences of my hand. Doors that were sealed shut for years will open suddenly and smoothly. People who once overlooked you will be compelled to bless you without knowing why. You will walk into places you were once excluded from, not because of who you networked with, but because of who you are marked by. Me. The favor I'm releasing on your life will not come with strings attached, because it does not come from man. It comes from me. I'm about to orchestrate divine appointments, connections you could never arrange in your own strength. People whose names you don't even know yet will be drawn to the light I've reignited within you. Resources that were withheld will be released. Strategies will begin to flow effortlessly. Ideas will come alive again. What felt like a wilderness will become a wellspring. But even deeper than the external signs, I will give you spiritual signs, moments of clarity, inner confirmation, and a sense of holy alignment that brings peace even before the pieces are visible. You will begin to feel me stirring in your spirit at unexpected times. You'll wake up with purpose in your heart again. The scriptures will open up in fresh ways. Songs, moments, conversations, they will carry divine weight. You will not need to force anything. What is from me will be marked by peace, precision, and presence. And when it arrives, you will not feel rushed. You will feel ready, because I have made you ready. Now hear this promise clearly. You are entering the beginning of fulfillment. This does not mean that every prayer will be answered in a day, but it means that what was delayed is no longer denied. What was resisted by warfare is now being released by authority. I have dispatched angels to war on your behalf. I have cleared the spiritual terrain, and I have marked this season with a new sound, a sound of completion, of movement, of manifestation. The spiritual contractions you've been feeling were not confusion. They were evidence that something was being born, and now it comes forth. Slowly at first, but steadily. You won't need to chase it. It will find you because it is drawn to what I placed inside you. But I also remind you of this. The promise is not only about the destination. It is about intimacy. I did not just prepare the fulfillment for you. I prepared you for the fulfillment. What you receive will not distract you from me. It will draw you deeper into me. You will worship not because I gave you what you wanted, but because you finally understand the weight of my goodness. You will not idolize the blessing because you have already met the blesser in the valley. And that makes you trustworthy. That makes your hands clean. That makes your heart ready. Yes, the shift has begun. You will notice it first in the subtle things, the way peace lingers longer in your room, the way your prayers begin to feel more alive, the way certain relationships begin to fall into place or fall away with ease. These are signs. Watch for them. Receive them, not with anxiety, but with expectation. Don't strive to make them happen. Rest and recognize them. What is for you will come. What is not for you will fade. And through it all, I will remain with you, guiding, confirming, establishing. So remember this: when it starts happening, when the doors open, when the calls come, when the things you once begged me for begin to flow, don't forget how I brought you here. Don't let the speed of my movement cause you to forget the intimacy of the process. Because I will not only bless you, I will walk with you through every single step. And that is my greatest promise. Not just the manifestation of dreams, but the manifestation of me, fully present in your life. Now that I have revealed what is stirring in the invisible, I call you to walk differently, not just emotionally moved, but spiritually aligned. Faith was never meant to be a feeling you chase, but a posture you carry. And now I'm instructing you, not with heavy burdens or impossible demands, but with the clarity of heaven's rhythm. My child, this is how you must now walk with me, with intentionality, with quiet strength, with an awareness that I'm moving beside you whether or not you feel the wind of my spirit every moment. Your days must now be shaped not by reaction to circumstances, but by response to my voice. Do not wait for perfect conditions to begin. Begin where you are, and watch how I make the way clear. Start by consecrating your mornings to me. This does not mean you must spend hours in rituals or empty words. It means opening your eyes with the awareness that I am already with you. Speak to me before you speak to the world. Let the first thoughts of your day not be consumed by what is missing, but by who is present. I will meet you there, in silence, in whispers, in breath. And as you offer me the first moments, I will order the rest. This is not a small discipline, it is a holy transaction. Heaven responds to honor, and when you honor my presence in the first fruits of your day, I will pour peace and discernment into every hour that follows. Your mind will be clearer, your steps will be steadier. You will find answers that anxiety could never unlock. I also call you to protect your environment. The voices you allow near you in this season matter deeply. Not every person can walk with you where I am taking you, not because they are evil, but because they're not aligned. You must not apologize for distancing yourself from atmospheres that war against your spirit. I am not asking you to judge others. I am asking you to guard your gates. What you listen to, what you watch, what you scroll through, these are not neutral. They shape your perception of me, of yourself, and of your purpose. Feed your spirit with truth. Saturate your environment with worship, not only in music, but in attitude. Let your thoughts, your tone, your actions become an offering. Holiness is not absence of joy. It is the presence of me in all things. And where I am, joy flows freely. Your time must also be treated as sacred. I know how easily the hours slip by in distraction, in obligation, in survival. But I am inviting you now into intentional communion, not just scheduled devotion. Yes, read my word, but do not read it to check a box. Read it to hear me. Even if you linger on one verse for days, if that verse anchors you to me, then that is worship. You don't need more information. You need deeper revelation. And I will give it. As you sit with me, I will illuminate Scripture in ways that speak directly to your moments. You will find strength where others find routine. You will find voice in the pages, not just instruction. Because my word is alive, and when you open it with hunger, it will open you in return. Your decisions must now be made with spiritual discernment. No longer can you afford to move based on what is comfortable or popular. You must learn to pause and ask me, is this your way or mine? I will answer you. Not always with a loud declaration, but with a gentle nudge, a check in your spirit, a peace that confirms or a hesitation that protects. The more you practice listening, the clearer my leading will become. Do not rush ahead of me. Do not lag behind me. Walk with me. And know that I am patient with your learning. I don't expect you to discern perfectly every time. I only ask that you stay close enough to hear me when I redirect. That is how faith matures. Not by never making mistakes, but by trusting me enough to let me guide you even in them. And above all, I call you to live with expectation. Not hype, not emotional intensity, but a steady, burning trust that I am actively present in your life. Expect to see my hand. Expect to feel my nearness. Expect breakthrough to find you. Expect clarity to meet your confusion. Expect joy to interrupt your sorrow. This posture of expectation is not pride. It is worship. It declares that you believe I am who I say I am. It silences fear before fear can speak. It dismantles anxiety before it can settle. And it unlocks supernatural strength even in weakness. You don't have to pretend to be strong. Expectation isn't performance, it's posture. And when your heart is postured in faith, even storms become stages for my glory. I am not calling you to a life of striving. I'm calling you to a life of rhythm with me. You will still face battles, but you will not fight them alone. You will still encounter resistance, but you will have authority. You will still be stretched, but you will never be abandoned. My Spirit will lead you into all truth, not just theological truth, but truth about who you are, where you're going, and what to do next. Trust the process, even when it feels slow. Honor the stillness, even when it feels unproductive. I am forming you into a vessel of clarity, power, and beauty. This kind of faith is not loud. It is solid. It does not shake easily. It does not retreat quickly. It stands because it is anchored in me. Now rise, my child, not in a rush, not in fear, but in quiet confidence. Let your days be marked by intentional time with me, by decisions guided through my voice, by words soaked in gentleness and truth, and by a heart that expects to see my goodness daily. This is how you walk by faith, not just believing once, but living, believing. And I will walk with you, step by step, as every word I've spoken begins to unfold in your life. Listen carefully, my beloved, because now I am peeling back the layers of lies that have tried to bury who you truly are. I have watched, not passively but with fierce love, as the world tried to redefine you, as circumstances shaped you into someone cautious, someone unsure, someone too afraid to hope again. I have heard the names others called you: unworthy, too much, not enough, forgotten, broken. And I have watched how you let those names settle into the corners of your heart, until you began to believe they were yours. But I come now, not only to correct those labels, but to break them. You are not what happened to you. You are not the mistakes you made. You are not the version of yourself that survival forced you to become. You are mine, and nothing, no failure, no betrayal, no season of silence has ever changed that. You were never invisible to me. Even when others walked past you, overlooked you, chose someone else, I saw you. When you tried to fit into places that couldn't carry the weight of your spirit, I felt the ache of your soul, trying to shrink into spaces far too small for what I placed within you. You were not rejected because you lacked value. You were preserved because you carry something sacred. I could not allow you to be molded by environments that would dishonor your depth. That's why some relationships collapsed without warning. That's why doors you thought were promises never opened. I was not withholding from you. I was protecting you from misplacement. You were designed for more than just survival. You were made for significance. But first I had to restore the truth of who you are, not just to your mind, but to your spirit. You are not a problem to fix. You are a purpose unfolding. You are not behind schedule. You are being aligned. My timing is not late, it is exact. You are not small in the kingdom. Your voice, your presence, your journey, it carries weight. I shaped your soul with intentionality, and even the quirks and sensitivities you once saw as weaknesses are actually keys to your calling. I placed empathy in you because you are called to heal. I placed discernment in you because you are called to see beyond the surface. I placed hunger in you because you are meant to go deeper than most are willing to go. Stop apologizing for the depth I created. Stop hiding the strength I've placed within you just to make others comfortable. You are not too intense. You are fully alive. You are not too emotional. You are sensitive to me. You are not too quiet. You are strategic. Every part of you has been designed with precision, not to impress people, but to reflect me. And now I call you to rise, not in arrogance, not in the false confidence the world promotes, but in true identity. Let my voice be the final word about who you are. Let my truth dismantle every inner dialogue that tells you you're not enough. You are more than enough, not because you've done everything right, but because I have declared you righteous. My love is not a vague concept. It is a force that redefines reality. It doesn't just comfort, it transforms. And right now I am speaking into every area where you've felt unworthy. I call you clean. I call you chosen. I call you beloved. I call you restored. You are not the exception to grace. You are the reason I extend it. Your past does not cancel your destiny. In fact, I will use it to fuel it. I will make you a voice to others who thought they were too far gone. I will turn your wounds into wells for others to drink from. Your story will not be a source of shame. It will be a platform of healing. But first, you must believe me when I say, you are not disqualified. You are not damaged goods. You are not disapproved. You are not what they said. You are not your worst decision. You are not your hardest season. You are not invisible. You are mine, fully mine, and I do not abandon what I claim. So walk forward now with your head lifted, not in pride, but in confidence that you are deeply loved and fully known. Let go of the need to prove yourself. You don't have to earn what I've already given. Let your heart rest in this truth. I love you, and I like you. I enjoy who you are becoming. I rejoice over you with singing. I walk with you when no one else sees. And I will continue to restore every piece of your identity until you can stand. In every room, every assignment, every season, and say, I know who I am, because I know whose I am. This is the restoration of your identity. This is the awakening of your soul. This is not the end of your story. It is the recovery of who you truly are. Now that your heart has been stirred and your identity reawakened, I must now teach you how to walk with me in this new rhythm, not in theory, but in daily experience. Because your transformation will not come through mere emotion. It will come through alignment. This is not about religion, it is about relationship. You are not made to visit my presence occasionally, you are made to dwell in it. I do not want moments, I want a life. And to walk with me in this life, I am now giving you spiritual instructions, not as burdens, but as pathways into intimacy and strength. First, establish a rhythm of true prayer. Not performance, not repetition, not eloquence, just honesty. You do not need the right words. You need a surrendered heart. I want your raw thoughts, not your polished ones. I want you to speak to me as you are, not as you think you should be. The posture of prayer I am calling you into is not one of begging, but of presence. I already know your needs. I already see your concerns. But I desire to share space with you, to dwell in the quiet places where you let me into your day. Set a sacred space, even if it's just a chair, a moment, a walk where you pause to acknowledge me. Talk to me about what confuses you, what scares you, what excites you. Invite me into every thought, I don't need grand gestures. I want consistent connection. And when you come, don't just speak. Listen. My voice will meet you there. It may be a whisper, a knowing, a word in Scripture that ignites something in you. Learn to pause after you pray, because my response is just as important as your request. Second, let your attitude be worship, not only in song, but in how you carry yourself when no one is watching. Let patience become worship. Let forgiveness become worship. Let quiet obedience be worship. When you choose humility instead of pride, gentleness instead of anger, love instead of judgment, you are honoring me. You are revealing me in the earth. I am not only seen through miracles, I am seen in moments where you choose my character over your instinct. Be quick to repent, not out of shame, but out of love. Be quick to bless, even when others curse. Let gratitude be your default posture, not because everything is perfect, but because my presence is constant. This attitude will become your anchor in the storms, your clarity in confusion, and your witness to the world. The way you carry your heart matters. The attitude you nurture daily creates the atmosphere where my spirit can dwell freely. Now I instruct you to anchor your days in my word, not as a checklist, but as your daily bread. The Scriptures are not distant. They are a living current of my breath. Do not approach them with duty. Approach them with hunger. I will lead you. Start with the Psalms when you feel heavy. Go to the Gospels when you need to remember who I am. Read Proverbs when you seek wisdom. Stay in a passage until it speaks, even if it takes days. Do not rush through my voice. Ask me, "What are you saying to me today?" And I will answer. Keep a journal, not just for notes, but for encounters. Record what you sense, what stirs you, what convicts you, what comforts you. Over time, you'll begin to see a dialogue, a divine thread, a conversation unfolding between us. This is how your spirit becomes trained, not by volume, but by consistency. Practice silence regularly. The world is loud, and your mind often moves faster than your spirit can breathe. I am not in the chaos. I am in the stillness. Turn off the noise, even if just for a few minutes each day. Sit in my presence without agenda. Let your heart simply be aware that I am with you. You will be surprised how much peace I pour into these moments. They are not wasted. They are weighty. In silence, your spirit recalibrates. In silence, I speak clearly. And in silence, you will find the roots of unshakable faith being watered. I also call you to community, not isolation. Yes, I meet with you alone, but I also reveal myself through others. Find people who hunger for me. Surround yourself with voices that stir faith, not doubt. Encourage others even when you feel discouraged. Pour into someone else's journey, and I will pour fresh oil into yours. The body of Christ is not a concept. It is a living organism. You are not meant to heal or grow alone. Let others sharpen you. Let others remind you of what I've spoken. When you forget, stay connected. Not for religion's sake, but for spiritual strength. Lastly, keep your expectation alive. Expect me to speak. Expect me to move. Expect revelation when you open my word. Expect breakthrough when you pray. Expect peace when you worship. You do not have to beg me to be near. I am already with you. What you must do is believe it. That belief will shape your world. That belief will unlock strength others don't understand. That belief will carry you when feelings fade. You are not walking alone into this next chapter. You're walking equipped, with instruction, with wisdom, with me. These are not heavy commands. These are divine invitations. I am not distant. I am daily. And I long to be not just part of your routine, but the center of it. Come walk with me, not only in crisis, but in quietness. Not only when you need rescue, but in the ordinary. Let your life become a sanctuary. Let your every step be guided by my whisper. And I promise you this: as you walk with me, I will show you who you truly are, and what you carry will change everything around you. Now, my beloved, hear me with focused ears and an open spirit, because what I speak to you in this moment is not general. It is specific. It is personal. It is sacred. I have watched you walk through seasons where everything looked the same on the outside, but internally, you were changing. You questioned the purpose of your pain, the silence of heaven, the slow-moving days that seemed void of direction. But while you felt like nothing was happening, everything was shifting. What was taking place beneath the surface was a divine rearrangement. And now, I speak this with clarity that will pierce through every doubt. Your season is turning. The waiting is breaking. The waters are stirring. What I have spoken over you is about to be seen through you. I am bringing closure to cycles that have tormented your peace. You will no longer wake up with the same weight of uncertainty pressing on your chest. I am ending the loop of almosts and not yets. This is the moment where I breathe fresh wind into what was stuck, stagnant and suffocating. You have been faithful in what felt fruitless, and now the harvest is coming into view. Not just one breakthrough, but a sequence of divine interruptions. Things will begin to happen so swiftly that you will have to anchor your soul in me to keep from being overwhelmed. It won't be chaos. It will be acceleration. You will say, "How is this all happening at once?" And I will remind you, because I have been working all along, preparing the moment when everything would converge. This is not hype. This is holy timing. I'm realigning connections that were broken, opening doors that no man could force open, bringing provision from unexpected sources, and restoring what you thought was lost forever. A relationship you thought was beyond repair, I will redeem. A dream you laid down in the name of survival, I will resurrect. A gift in you that was buried beneath fear and rejection, I will awaken. You will not have to fight for recognition. I will highlight you myself. I will place your name on the hearts of those assigned to your next season. They will see you not for your resume, but for your mantle. And what once required striving will now be unlocked through surrender. I say this directly to you. Do not shrink back. Do not doubt your worthiness. Do not disqualify yourself from what I have already qualified you for. This next chapter will not look like what you've known. You will not carry the old weight into the new room. I have broken chains that you didn't even know you were still dragging. The insecurity that made you second-guess your calling, gone. The fear that paralyzed you at the edge of every opportunity, crushed. The identity crisis that kept you playing small while your spirit longed to expand, resolved. I am not asking for a better version of you. I am releasing the truest version of you, the one I always saw, the one I've been restoring in the quiet, the one who knows they are mine and walks in that truth. And yes, the change will cost you comfort. There will be people who won't understand what I'm doing in you. Some will question your boldness, your decisions, your shift in focus. But remember this, I am not calling you to impress them. I'm calling you to obey me. What you lose in comfort, you will gain in clarity. What you leave behind in safety, you will gain in supernatural stability. I will plant you where your roots can go deep, and your fruit will be lasting. I am not building something temporary in you. I am building something eternal through you, and you will not walk alone. I'm surrounding you with people of purpose, voices of truth, mentors, companions, and covenant relationships that will water what I've planted in you. Even now, I'm showing you signs. The shift has already begun. You are noticing a fresh hunger for my presence. You're feeling pulled to places of stillness. You're losing interest in things that once distracted you. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. You are not who you were even 3 months ago. I have been accelerating your maturity, sharpening your discernment, teaching you to trust my timing over your timeline. And now, you're stepping into the visible proof of my invisible work. So rise with confidence, not because of who you think you are, but because of who walks with you. You are about to walk into answers. You are about to walk into rooms designed for your voice. You are about to walk into healing that will touch generations. The battle was long, but the reward will be undeniable. The wilderness is behind you. The breakthrough is before you. Step forward. It's time. Now, my child, be still. Let the noise subside. Let the anxious thoughts soften. Let the striving cease. For this moment is not about receiving more information. It is about receiving me. I have not called you to figure everything out, nor have I required you to fix what is broken by your own strength. I have come now, in this sacred moment, to bring you something deeper than clarity. I have come to give you communion. This is not just about knowing I exist. It is about experiencing my spirit within you. I am not outside of you calling you closer. I am within you, awakening your heart to the nearness that has always been. And now, I breathe upon the deep places. I enter where no human voice can reach. I settle into the crevices of your being, where the pain hid, where the disappointment lived, where the fear made its home. I come as fire, yes, but I also come as oil. I come as wind, but I also come as whisper. You will not always feel me in dramatic waves, but I am no less present in the quiet transformation than I am in the powerful encounter. Right now, you are being changed. This change is not about external behavior. This is a holy reordering of your inner world. Where confusion ruled, I am establishing peace. Where self-hatred echoed, I am planting love. Where performance dictated your value, I'm replacing it with identity. You don't have to try to be free. Freedom is not a task. It is a person. I'm your freedom, and I live in you now, not in part, not in shadow, but in fullness. Do not resist me when I come gently. Do not second-guess the tears. They are not signs of weakness. They are signs that your heart recognizes truth when it touches your spirit. I am healing trauma you forgot how to describe. I am removing shame you learned to normalize. I am lifting guilt that you carried like armor. And I am doing it from the inside out, layer by layer, word by word, breath by breath. This is the work of my spirit, not loud, not always visible, but eternal. Let me take you deeper. Let me show you the strength of your spirit, not your willpower, not your performance, but the spirit that is now intertwined with yours. You are no longer bound by the cycles of the old nature. You don't have to respond from wounded places anymore. You don't have to pretend that everything is fine when it's not. You don't have to guard yourself from me. I know everything, and I still came close. I saw the worst, and I still chose you. My spirit is not disappointed in your journey. I have walked every step with you, and now I call you into a deeper kind of transformation. One that is not just moral, it is miraculous. Your desires are shifting. Your values are shifting. The way you love, forgive, see others, and see yourself, it is all being recalibrated by the presence of my spirit. Do not rush this process. Transformation is not an event. It is a relationship. Every moment spent with me, even in silence, is doing more than you realize. I am making your soul whole again. I am training your ears to hear my voice more clearly. I am softening what life hardened. And most of all, I am freeing you to be exactly who I created you to be, without the masks, without the pressure, without the fear of being too much or not enough. In me, you are safe to be real. I am not afraid of your vulnerability. I dwell in it. I transform through it. You will begin to feel lighter, not because circumstances instantly shift, but because your inner atmosphere is changing. The war in your mind will begin to lose its grip. The spiral of self-doubt will lose its voice. You will notice that where once there was panic, there is now peace. Where there was numbness, there is now sensitivity to my presence. This is how you know I am near, not always by what changes outside, but by what begins to resurrect inside. And as I transform you from the inside out, I will begin to flow through you in ways that impact everyone around you. You won't even have to speak much. My glory will rest on you. My compassion will shine through your eyes. My power will fill your words when you do speak. This is not just personal revival. It is contagious restoration. You are becoming a living encounter. Now breathe deeply. Let go of the tight grip you've had on your emotions, your outcomes, your self-preservation. I am enough. I am steady. I am your safe place. I am the one who fills the places others could never reach. Let my spirit abide in you, not just as comfort, but as power. You will pray differently. You will hear differently. You will move differently. Not because you tried harder, but because you allowed me to have full access. And I do not come empty-handed. I come with healing. I come with power. I come with joy. I come with purpose. And now I fill you again. Breathe me in. I am here. I am staying. Now listen as I seal this moment, not just as a memory, but as a marker of destiny. Everything you've walked through, everything I've spoken, everything that has stirred inside your soul in this journey, it has not been for inspiration alone. It has been for activation. You're not walking away from this word the same way you entered it. Something has shifted. And though your circumstances may not yet reflect it fully, your spirit knows it. This was holy ground. I didn't just speak to comfort you, I spoke to commission you. You are not just called to survive this season. You are appointed to carry my presence into the next one with clarity, boldness, and peace. There's no going back to who you were before this. That version of you is complete. The new you, the awakened one, the whole one, the one who hears my voice again, is the one who now walks forward with purpose. You will not be ruled by fear anymore. You will not be led by doubt anymore. You will not shrink back in insecurity, nor will you apologize for the weight of glory I've placed within you. You are rising, not as an echo of others, but as the unique voice I have fashioned through fire, shaped in silence, and revealed in this moment. And as you walk, I go before you. I go beside you. I go within you. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Not because the weapons disappear, but because my hand has marked you. And what I mark, no enemy can claim. Let the world say what it wants. Let the past scream if it tries. None of it will override what I've spoken. I have the final word, and my final word is this: you are mine. You are chosen. You are rising. And you are ready, amen. If this word pierced your heart, do not keep it to yourself. Share it. Someone else needs to know that I haven't given up on them either. You've received light. Now become a light. Respond with faith. Leave a sign that you heard me. A simple amen or a quiet act of obedience is enough. Stay near. Don't drift after this moment. Remain where my voice is speaking, where my presence is honored. I have more to reveal, and I want you ready.